Hi, this is Kathy Sugis with Cedaroo. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to illustrate from a stamp set. We love making stamp sets, and we have a lot of stamp sets that are up on Creative Fabrica, Gumroad, and our own website, cedaroo.com. So I thought, I need to demonstrate how you can illustrate and create. All of these fabrics have been made from stamps. We start out with a stamp. So let me show you how to do that. And this first video is going to be using the color fill method, which is the easiest. So start with the easiest and then we'll build up. So I'm going to start with a 10 by 10 canvas, and I have a Dino's palette, color palette, and we're going to go into, we're going to do the Dino's, and here it is, and I'm going to do Dino number 3. Make sure you have it all the way up on both of your levels there, and then put it, make sure you're on black, and stamp, and there's your first stamp. So now you need to make sure you duplicate, because you want to have a layer for every color. And so we're going to have 4 colors, so there's your 4 colors. And then you want to have a layer up on top, because you want to make sure you keep that black line. That's the look I'm going for on this particular one, which is with the black line. So I always have an extra one because I always turn off and I always keep my original. It's just a good habit to get into, to whenever you're doing anything, to keep your original, because you never know when you might have to go back to it. So go on to your first layer and go into your color palette, and we're going to select the orange. We're going to make the body orange, and we're going to go up to the next layer. And the next layer we're going to do green. So then to color fill, you just bring it over, and I kind of like to bring it up a little bit closer and fill in the spots. You just take it over top of the empty space and you just let Procreate fill it for you itself. Now, did you see what just happened there? I hit the line and not the space, so it changed all of those colors. You don't want to do that. You want to go back, and so if that happens, you have to make sure you watch, because if it changes colors like that, you've hit the line and not the space. And the spot, let's make this one, I did not move up. Go up to the next layer, and let's do the deeper pink, and fill these in. Get my other hand in here. Make it a little bit bigger to be able to get those color filled. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can color fill things and do things. This is just one method, and there's many others. So just remember that you can create your own different way of doing it. It's just, this is the way I'm doing it. And then let's do blue for our next layer. Move up to your next layer. We're our little toes here. Okay, so now our dinosaur has color in it. So now we get to play with patterns. So let's go back to our, actually we're going to alpha lock every one of these colored layers, because Whenever we put a pattern on it, we only want it to go where it's colored. So you alpha lock that layer. Or you can do a clippy mask, but I usually just, for something like this, I'm just going to alpha lock it. So I go back to my orange body layer, and then we're going to pick out a pattern brush. And there's lots of different pattern brushes. I love making pattern brushes, but there's a couple that I use that I love from Jennifer Nichols. I love this swirls that she has, so I'm going to use it. So I'm going to go back to that the original color, and I'm just going to drop on my disc so that it gets to be a little bit darker. And then I'm also going to bring down the opacity a little bit so that whenever you put your pattern on there, it's not quite as in your face. All right, so let's go up to the next layer, and now we can kind of start. I want to use different colors. Let's put the brighter pink, and let's use one of my patterns. We'll just use something like this. So I'm keeping the opacity down. It's about at 38%. I think the first one was around 50%. So you just change your opacity as you feel. When you put it on, you might say, whoa, no, and just change the opacity. And go up to our next layer, which is our dark pink spot. So let's use something lighter. Let's do maybe this green, this lighter green, and let's do something smaller. Let's see, Jennifer's got this is a good one, the squiggle leaves. It's nice and smaller, and you can see it. And now our toes is the toes are so small. I usually just end up doing a shading kind of thing. And this is where I use Lisa Glance's Nitty Gritty. This is my go-to brush set for just about everything. And so you just kind of come in here. I'm just using that first shading brush, coarse grain with splinters. And you're just going to put a couple of different colors in here just to bring some different color to it, and then come back with a blue so that there's different colors in there. Just makes it interesting. All right, so now your dinosaur is patterned all out. He's good. So what you want to do is you want to have this on one layer, so then you can create other ones and then be able to use those in creating a particular pattern. So what you want to do is come up here. So you have your layer one, which is your outline, the black outline. So that stays nice and black. And then swoop to the right to select the next one, and then the next one, and then the next one, and then the final one, the body. And then you come up here and hit group. Then you take this whole group and you duplicate it. So you swoop it to the left and you hit duplicate. And now you have it duplicated. But it's still in layers. So what you have to do is hit over here and select flatten. And now you have your dinosaur on one layer. You can take off the alpha lock. You don't need the alpha lock on it. And then turn that off because you don't need it on also. And you'll see now he's on his own. And you can save him as a PNG and you can use them anywhere you need them. So that's our first method, just color filled, using different patterns or shading brushes, keeping that black outline on top. In my next video, I'm going to show you how to do it, which is just using actually coloring it like a coloring book and not using that black line then, and just using shading and other ways of illustrating. So until next time, have a great day. Bye.